What's going on, you guys? Hayden here, coming back at you with a brand new video, and in this one we're coming to you from my suite down here in Mexico. I don't know exactly when I'm gonna post this, maybe before or after, but I flew down here to surprise my family. They're out here on spring break and they had no idea I'm here. Actually, as I'm filming this, I'm about to go drive 2 hours and like 30 minutes to go see them. So this should be interesting. But anyways, you guys have a ton of questions. I asked you guys if you have any questions that you want to know for a Q&A, both personal, business, relationship. I went through about 100, picked out 15 to 20 or so. We're gonna go through and answer those right now. Before we do jump into that though, there's just a few things I want to say. First of all, I don't really hold back much on this channel. So out of all these, let's just call it, actually there's 21 questions I have, screenshots of them. I have no reason not to answer them honestly. So I don't understand why a lot of people lie about their stuff. They lie about their income, they lie about what they do. Nobody asked about income or anything in here, but like, it's just the internet. What's up? Like, maybe it's a bad thing that I'm too transparent, but this is just my honest opinion, my honest answer to every single one of these questions. So these are all across the board. I tried to pick ones that weren't exactly business related, but we're gonna kick it off with one that I've answered somewhat, but I haven't given you guys the full rundown. Rise Walden asks, what got you into drop shipping? It was money. Straight up, like I wanted to make money. I saw my friend down in Miami. He was good friends with the rapper XXX Tentacation or whoever, and Chef Henny, who's huge in Miami. They were drop shipping fidget spinners. They were doing like 50 to 60 bands a month. Like 50 to 60 bands a month. This was when I was like, was I even old enough to drive? Yeah, I think I was 16 and I was down there with them for like a month and a half, learning everything. I was doing their email marketing on the back end of it. So I learned about Shopify, learned about drop shipping and that end of things. And then about 6 months later, that's when I really got into it for myself. So that was kind of my entry point. Iobel Sengabirhan, I hope I said that right. Does your English have to be really good in order to be an entrepreneur? No, not at all. There's plenty of entrepreneurs who are foreign who don't even speak English. It just depends on exactly what you're trying to do. So no, language, don't let that be a barrier at all. Nicholas Heritos says, you are basically my mentor. I'm glad I found you here. I'm about to start doing the same thing as you do. My question for you, do you use Twitter? Basically he's asking, do I use Twitter, Pinterest, LinkedIn, or any of that for a sponsored post, or should you focus on 1 or 2 platforms? I only use Facebook and Instagram. So with Instagram, there's 2 sides to it. There's the actual advertising on Instagram that you can do, like the ads, which is run through Facebook. There's the promote button, which kind of ties into that. And then there's the other side, which is Instagram influencers. Instagram doesn't like the fact that people use Instagram influencers. People are like, wait, what do you mean? It's because they don't get paid. It's not like they're taking a percentage of that. And I guess you could use Facebook influencers too. But so there's influencers and then direct ads you can run. I only do those 2 things. I'm primarily just running ads. So I focus on those platforms. Am I gonna eventually go to another platform? I guarantee it. I don't know which one and I don't know when, because these are still working amazing, but that's just how every single platform develops. Things change, it stops working, you evolve. So hope that answers that, Nicholas. WMP says, do you work out? I do, probably 4 to 5 times a week. I actually hit the gym last night and this morning out here in Mexico, feeling amazing. Working out with the beautiful view. I'll show you guys, like, I don't even know, I probably already inserted a clip of the balcony and stuff, but it's super sick. I love it out here. I've already been looking into getting a place like for, a month long, so I don't know, it's super cheap. But Guatam Bizwaz asks, approximate budget needed for dropshipping to make $1,000 with IG. How many products should there be in starting? So that's kind of a 2-part question. To make $1,000 with Instagram, if you have 0 experience, it's probably gonna take you a few $1,000s. You'll be in the red. But if you already kind of know what you're doing, there's no reason why you can't spend 200 and go make 1,000 with a shout out. So it's kind of like, it depends. There's an element of luck in there for sure, but it's like, it depends on where you're starting at. I don't have enough information to fully answer that. How many products should you have? It depends on whether you're trying to build a store or a brand and what your goal is with either of those. So I have stores where it's just 1 product and that product is on the home page. And I also have stores where I'll start with 4 or 5. That's one that I'm blowing up right now. Then there's also brands where it's 50 to 100. So it just depends on exactly what you want to do, and there's not really a right answer for that. I'd say go get at least 5 to 10, 20 products set up on your site and then just focus on marketing. You worry about adding more products later. Okay, Wesley says, when was a time you felt like quitting but persevered? I think I mentioned it in the interview with Ariel that you guys already saw. I'm definitely posting that video before this one. Basically when I was 17 for my 17th birthday, I was about to go get a Maserati. I had the cash deposit in hand. I was literally ready to go to the dealership and then everything got deleted. So the basis of my income then was primarily Instagram, and I didn't expect that core piece to ever be, or I didn't ever think it could be removed. So when 52 of my Instagram accounts got deleted off of actually this phone right here, which is why I have 2 phones. That's a fun story for you guys. I can't even log into Instagram on that phone. So it's like, that's what happened. Everything, you know, it was both e-commerce as well as affiliate marketing, and that was based off my influencer pages. So lost a lot of money. Didn't actually lose a lot of money. I mean, I guess I lost out on potential money, but I lost my way to make money. So that was a big wake-up call. But honestly, Wesley, like I didn't really feel like quitting at all. If anything, it was like, oh shit, how can I go rebuild something and have enough income streams to the point where that can never happen again? It was more so a wake-up call. Soul Hair says, personal question, I remembered you mentioned being with someone. Are you guys still together? Also, what's your opinion on being with someone who doesn't care about business and self-development? I'll answer the second part of that first. Be very careful on who you're with in a relationship, whether that's just even a friend, a business partner, a girlfriend, boyfriend, or a marriage. That's something you need to be very careful about. Am I with someone? No. Was I ever with someone? No, not fully. I haven't, first of all, found the right person. I haven't let myself do that, and I didn't quite have the interest. So I needed to take care of myself first. I see a lot of people out here, like a relationship's cool, you know, if you're in love or whatever, but if you're making $1,000 a month, you can't properly take care of someone. Like, I didn't feel right even having a girlfriend, you know. If I want to say, hey, let's go to Mexico. She's like, when? Right now, let's go. Like, being able to do stuff like that. And again, that's just like travel, spontaneous, whatever, but I didn't feel right doing it in the position I was in. Do I feel right now? Yeah. I would rather find a girl now before I'm worth hundreds of millions or billions of dollars, because that's, it just becomes more difficult. So it depends on what you want. I'm just more so focused on building right now and building my businesses because I'm barely getting started. So give me a few years and then we'll revisit that. Someone said, is it possible to start Facebook with no pixel data, or should I try IG influencer to get some data? Yes, it is very possible to do Facebook without data. You can use Facebook to build the data. I would recommend going through some of the Facebook videos we've made on this channel. Some people gave me some advice down there in the comments, so appreciate you guys always looking out for the other people commenting on the YouTube. Anyways, Marcin Bielicki, I hope I said that right. Q&A, what are your favorite business books and what are you reading at the moment? No, and I don't know. This is always a weird one. People ask me what are my favorite books. I'm gonna be honest with you guys, I don't really read. Reading is for, okay, I wanna be very careful how I structure this because people are gonna take it negatively. Multiple higher up entrepreneurs making hundreds of millions of dollars have told me reading is for people who don't know what you're doing. So if you don't have a business, you don't have something to execute upon, then read, because you need the information, you need to figure out what you're gonna do, what you're gonna execute upon, and how you're gonna do that. I have stuff that I can be doing 24 hours a day, so there's not, I don't wanna say there's not time for it. Like, I did read for 10 minutes this morning, just to open my mind and more, you know, but it's not like, first of all, I don't really like reading. That's not how I consume content the best, so why would I spend my time doing that? I haven't read very many books. I have a few that I like. Alex Becker's 10 Pillars of Wealth, great book. I think everybody should read Think and Grow Rich. That's definitely a solid one, as well as Robert Kiyosaki. He has a couple of different books, especially Rich Dad, Poor Dad. That's something you guys have to read, especially if you're a beginner. So I don't really recommend books. My thing with books, and people get upset with this, I say, if you think a book has value for you, go buy it and go read it. It's as simple as that. So that's my take on books. Thomas O'Connor. Hi, Hayden, I'm 16 and still in school. I have a work experience coming up, which is compulsory. I need to find a company role to work with for a week. What sort of job title / company would you suggest I go with? Okay, so I'm gonna take it from the standpoint you need to go work for someone. You need to get a job for a week, theoretically. I would try and work directly under a CEO as a more personal assistant and say, hey, I'm gonna do whatever you want. I'll be your mule, I will do this and that, and this is what, you know, before I was, you know, running businesses and making money, I offered this to multiple people. I'm like, let me do anything for you, just I wanna be around. Let me be around a little bit more than other people. Tell me a couple of things you might not let everyone in on. Like, I took that from Patrick Bet-David as well as Ty Lopez. That's definitely some things you wanna do. Like, just try and learn from someone who is where you wanna be in some sense, whether it's financially, in a relationship, in anything. So that's definitely what I would do. Now, TARDIS Guy says, I'm 15, plan on starting a dropshipping store, but I currently lack the money to spend on a course and my store. I can only pick one of the two. Which should I pick? Let's actually read this comment that someone said. Someone replied, Alessandro said, I'd choose the store. You can learn a lot of things from just YouTube. Almost everything's explained. There's no secret method to becoming a millionaire overnight. Very true. There is no secret method. However, there's a lot of stuff you need to know. If you don't know it, you simply don't know it. So here's my take. I would wait, honestly, and you could torrent a course. I don't advise this at all, or do whatever you got to do to get some information. But it's like, you know, often what I see with people like taking a course or ripping it off, you're not gonna get all the content, the updated content, the group, the live streams, which is most of the value. But I would say you need both, because if you're just trying to start a store and you have a limited amount of money where you can only either do the store or a course, you don't have enough money to test. You're gonna need money for ad spend, and especially if you don't have any information like a course, direct mentorship, or anything to like base it off of, you're just gonna waste that money. I see it happen time and time again. I don't want you to burn through your, let's just call it $500, because you're gonna spend a lot more than that marketing, especially if you don't have any information. Like even if you go through a course, you're probably gonna spend more than $500 before you can start making a profit. That's just being honest. So I still lose $1,000 on every single store with Facebook the way I do it now. You know, could I cut that down? Yeah, but it's just because of speed and what I'm doing. But you need money, especially if you've never done it before. You're gonna have to learn, and that takes time and money. Bulltrick says, you're currently seeking a relationship. We had a few different relationship questions. Also, do you think relationships at this point in your life could potentially affect you from reaching your goals? Yes and no. Yes and no. Am I in a relationship? No. Am I looking for one? Not specifically. Would it affect my goals, my business and everything? Both yes and no. Because a relationship takes time. So that means I'd be spending time, which as long as you manage things and prioritize, you're fine, as long as you have the expectations set correctly with this, you know, theoretical person. So I know myself well enough to know that I'll get attached, which means I will spend time and I will spend money in a healthy way. But yeah, that's why I'm not exactly jumping to find someone, but it's like, yeah, I don't really know. I'm more so just focused on growth right now. Someone says, any stories about exes or a girlfriend or just relationships in general? You guys are having a lot of questions about this. Not specifically. I've had a few psychotic girls enter my life. I've never let anyone get even close to a relationship. I don't know. Let me try and give one specific thing. This one girl kept Snapchatting me like, yo, you know, do you want to be exclusive? Like, am I your girl, one and only? Like, you know, let's go travel the world. I'd never met this girl in person. And so, being the entrepreneur I am, I go ahead, and this is so funny to me. I don't know if it's gonna be funny to you guys, but I send her the link to the dark triad test, and I say, take that, and then based on that, we can travel the world. This girl, this is like actually so funny. If you guys have taken the dark triad test, it tests on 3 different things: narcissism, Machiavellianism, and if you're psychotic or not. She scored high as shit in all of those 3, especially psychotic. And I knew it, that's why I sent it to her. She's like trying to fall in love and like be exclusive based on what? A few Snapchat messages? I'm like, I've never met you. She lived in a different state. It was the funniest thing ever. So, I don't know, that's just kind of funny to me. Next question. Zach H asks, which is better, affiliate marketing or e-commerce through Shopify? It really depends on kind of where your skill set lies. With affiliate marketing, that might be a better option if you have some sort of brand or audience or email list already built up. If you're just trying to directly learn marketing and don't really have a specific skill or whatever, I would go with e-commerce, because you can probably get that going faster for less money, and there's more options, more things to sell that are more valuable to people. So I would definitely do e-commerce. Cole Wilkins says, my question is, what's the #1 tip you would give someone who's gonna start dropshipping very, very soon? Spend your money carefully and learn the right information. So there's a fine line between just jumping in with no information and trying to spend all your money testing, and just learning, but never actually executing. You gotta fall somewhere in the middle of that. Next question, Dennis Sanderson, another relationship one, says, have you ever had any girlfriends since becoming a successful entrepreneur, or do you avoid girls because of all the gold diggers? First of all, I don't consider myself a successful entrepreneur. Some people might take that, take that however you want. I don't consider myself one, not even close. And do I avoid girls because of gold diggers? No, you can see it very easily. It's not that hard to spot. Have I done stuff with gold diggers? Like, have I seen them? Have they been involved? Come to parties, come over to the house? Of course. It's almost laughable. You can very easily tell. I don't know how. It's not like a successful entrepreneur, someone with $100 million. Some young girl comes into his life. You know she's a gold digger based on the way she acts. If not, you're just blindsided and just stupid. It's really not that hard to tell. So it's kind of funny, but just be careful with that stuff. All right, and the last question here, this would be a perfect one to wrap it up with. It's Realm says, where do you want to be in the next 5 years, in the next 10 years of your life? By the way, love your videos, keep up the good work. I appreciate you, I appreciate the support. Where do I want to be in the next 5 years? Some people, I'm gonna outline some of my goals here. Some people might laugh, some might say it's unrealistic, or whatever you want to say. That's cool. I definitely want a 9-figure net worth by then. I think at that point in 5 years, I mean, I'm gonna be 23. By the time I'm 25 or so, I want at least about $10 million a month passive income with real estate. That's my goal by 25. Do I know anything about real estate? Not really. Do I know where I'm gonna do it? I just know that it's not gonna be in California. I know it's gonna be multifamily unit apartments, and I know that I can get the right information, the right team of people behind me. Whether I'm gonna hit 10 million a month or not in passive income, that's a very big stretch. You're gonna need a lot of money in real estate, that's billions of dollars, to be able to make that return. However, that's the goal, that's the bar I'm setting. That's one thing financially that I wanna do just with an industry that I'm very interested in. I want multiple businesses. My biggest thing is people my age, I said this when I was, I think, 15 or 16. I told myself, by the time people my age are out of college, which is at 22, I wanna be completely set for life. I know I'll be fine. I know I'm gonna hit that. That's not an issue. It's just gonna be building more income streams and building more businesses so that financially, time-wise, everything's automated. You know, I'm just set. I can do whatever I want at that point. And it's not like I'm gonna wanna stop. I wanna keep growing, keep getting to the next level, starting more things, as long as it interests me. You know, to a certain degree, it's not just gonna be about money. There's more to it than that. So it's kind of about following what interests you. Real estate is definitely one of those things for me. As for the next 10 years, I don't really know. I don't know exact things. I can't predict the future. I can't see the outcome of that. I just want to be happy. I want to have the overall 4 pillars of the good life: health, wealth, love, and happiness, and have my life structured in the way that I want, which might be different than how I want it right now. Anyways, I hope that answered your guys' questions. If you want me to do some more stuff like this, maybe in a few months down the road, let me know in the comments. And other than that, if you guys did enjoy the video, I'd appreciate it if you drop a like down below. And of course, join the family, join the gang by hitting that nice looking subscribe button. I gotta go drive my motorcycle over 2 hours up the coast in Mexico with these crazy drivers. So I'm gonna be whipping and see if I can knock some time off that GPS estimated 2 hours and 12 minutes. But anyways, I'm gonna be seeing you guys tomorrow in the next video. Peace.